everybody, my name is Lisa, this is my corner, and here's a new member of our family. This is Kuro, and he's come to live with us. Isn't he fabulous? I don't know why I'm whispering. So, I'm going to put him somewhere peaceful and we get on with the video. The cute factor. Hi everybody, that was some footage of me and the newest member of our family, little black kitten called Kuro. He's 11 weeks old. He is for my youngest daughter, and he joined us Friday night and it was like Christmas Eve. He didn't come down the chimney, but we were all so excited, and he's gorgeous. I'm going to put some footage in here of him doing clever things. I mean, I think he's a genius because he's my little baby, and yeah, do some acrobatics on the back of the kitchen chair. So, I've got a cup of coffee because it's miserable here. And I want to talk about a lot of random stuff, really, so no change there. First out of the gate, it was my birthday. I know, I don't look 75, do I? I'm holding up so well. And it was a gift from my daughter. So, gift from my daughter from a company called Bloom & Wild. Now, it just so happens my sister sent me a bouquet from them as well, same day. So they must be up to something. Anyway, this is air dry clay kit. And, right, let's show you what's in it. A little set of tools. Clay tools and a couple of brushes. So, you know, one of those scrapey things for smoothing down, can you see that? For smoothing down wet clay. A couple of brushes, pokey and cutty. One of these has got, and for scoring, there's a little sort of a ridged bit there. Nice wood. Actually, not bad little brushes. So there's that. Okay. Really, 2 big bags of clay. Big. And they come in cling film like this. And they feel like real clay, except obviously when you get into it you can feel there's like fine paper fibres through it. Hello, come here. Wait a second, who's this? You're going to come up and say hi. Kuro. Hello kitty, you're going to go for a run again. I don't know how much talking I'm going to get done with this guy knocking around. So, yeah, okay. So it also comes with instructions, some good like this, with step-by-step guide to make a little vase. You're looking at me. A little vase. And this was my first attempt. Oh, I've scored the edges and it was great fun. It works like proper clay. You can use water with it to make a slip and smooth down the edges. And there's a little sponge. You wet it and you can smooth out the edges very satisfactorily. And then when you've done all of that, there is eggshell white paint, matte finish, and gloss varnish. So if you've got somebody in your life who would enjoy something like this, highly recommend it. I thoroughly oh, and look, the other bit. To finish it all off, so this little box comes with it. little dried flowers to put in one's new pots. Isn't that gorge? Look. So obviously these are not waterproof by any stretch of the imagination, but you can let your imagination run wild. I think there's an online tutorial as well. So there's this. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Great fun. Very therapeutic. If you paint, if you are a creative, if you're creative like me, because I'm special and different, and you want to, listen, the main thing with these yolks, keep them well sealed, or else they're going to dry out on you, and there's great big waste of time. Now, if you're a creative, if you find yourself bored, if you find yourself in a rut, have a go at something like that. You know what I've got here as well? Look, big Crayola tub, air dry clay, exact same stuff, but it doesn't come in a handy pack with things. And what I did with that, I haven't got an audience, was the following. I got some cookie cutters and I made some little things, little cats, little spookies. Now listen, somebody very supportive in my family said that this looked like a basketball with a face on it. I'm calling it a pumpkin, so it's a pumpkin. Was this an intuition about the future? Ooh, black cat. So what I've done is I've put some magnets on the back, hot gun glued them, witch's hat, a few other bits and pieces. So they're just knocking around. I don't know who they're for, but I had fun doing them. The other thing, I'm making some Christmasly baubles. Little clementines. Those are meant to be bay leaves with the cats. Cat faces with stuff on the back. Which really is all to say. Oh yeah, look, the other thing I got, these were $13.99. I like Posca. I don't like Posca prices. I'm sure nobody else does either. These were $13.99 for a fairly good, very good range of colours. And they worked lovely on these ceramic baubles. So I used gouache, and then I've outlined them with the paint markers, and they've done a great job. Really happy with them. I'm going to varnish those, keep them for Christmas, little presents for folk. So there's that. Listen, all this goes to say, I'm having a massive, almighty art block, and I'm trying to find ways to work around it. Now the clay was quite, I'd already started with this tub that I found literally in a cupboard. It had been there for ages and ages, and it's still workable and it's still fantastic. So I thought, let's find different ways to get around this, because every time I sit down to do anything, nothing. Can't look at anything I've done. It's really intense at the moment. So I have a copy on my Kindle of The Artist's Way, and she recommends 3 days of just she recommends 3 pages every morning of whatever, free-flowing stream of consciousness, and to get past the inner critic, to get past all of those things that are impeding, you know, your flow, your creativity. So I started doing that. Feel very self-conscious, not gonna lie. Feel like, well, this is a load of self-indulged whining, really, a bit of whinging that you've given yourself the opportunity to do. But is that my inherent Britishness, constant sort of sense of, well, we really mustn't be dabbling around in these shallows. There's no room for that here. But I'm trying everything that I can to work past it. So another thing that I find that I've been trying to help myself with is the following. There are two things. This, I bought another book. This was for myself for my birthday. Sorrolla. I'd never heard of him until I saw the book lurking around in the background of someone's videos, and I thought, oh, hello, you're interesting. Had a look online. Now, I bought this secondhand. This was secondhand on Amazon, described as used good. This is brand new. This came in a clingy cellophane. This hadn't been opened. It hadn't been opened. It was £23, over the moon. The quality of the prints is breathtaking. And what I'm attracted to, and what I'm hoping is going to help me through this, is all the light. Look, it's absolutely sumptuous. It's like you can reach into the painting and you're there, and you can feel the wind and the sea whipping through their cotton and their gauzy veils and their straw hats, and they all look so effortless. They must have got sand everywhere. Can you imagine? We've gone down to the beach in this when we sit practically naked. But again, it's a very romantic vision of a very specific. So he was painting at a specific time in Spain when the poverty, the differences in the classes was just unimaginable. So compare those ladies to these gentlemen, also probably on the same beach in Valencia, with their cattle and their oxen pulling their boat ashore. Or this one, I think the name of it is, and they still say fish is too expensive, and the man has obviously been heavily injured. So it wasn't just romantic stuff that he painted, but I suppose what he's most famous for, these images, the reflected lights up into the faces, the ladies in Seville, there, inspiring. So there's that. Now the other thing that I did, and I'm going to put, it's a little vlog, and it was a trip up to Harrow on the Hill, which is a beautiful place. And I have fibromyalgia. Why am I doing this? I have fibromyalgia, and it limits, it's very limiting. And I can get quite trapped inside the house. The thoughts of going out, it's a whole procedure, you know. It's not just physically debilitating, it can be mentally debilitating on top of other issues that I have with my mental health. So I have to push myself. And one of the most beautiful and most accessible places to me by bus, that's not going to create a whole lot of a cascade of stuff, is Harrow on the Hill. So you probably, if you're British, you may know about Harrow School. It's a great public school. It's just up the road from where I live. I can get a bus from the bottom of the road. I'm there, and it's a different world. So I like to go there to absorb something different, to change my mood, I think if you make a physical change in your space, you can change your mindset. I needed to clear out the cobwebs, and I created some postcards. Don't know if I've mentioned it. I've created some postcards. I'm going to put them up here. And the guy who printed them is in Harrow on the Hill, and I can highly recommend him. I'm going to put the details below. Great price. Couldn't do enough for me. So helpful and quick. And I was able to go and collect them, and it was quick and fast and all of those fantastic things. So, yeah, stay tuned for the vlog. And let me take you through Harrow on the Hill. Okay, so I came up here to go into the coffee shop, but they're closed. So, you know, never miss an opportunity. We're in Harrow on the Hill, home of the famous, infamous school. And there's one of the shops to buy uniform, the famous little bow tie. You need a top hat, there's a good spot. So I'm going to get a coffee down the road here. There's the dinkiest, there's two dinky little cafes. One of them I prefer above the other, but the less said the better. Yeah, so if you've never been up here, but you've heard tell, the public school is basically spread out across the high street, and these buildings over here, and these buildings, there's the entrance to one, pull back. These are the dorms, and they're sort of scattered in an archipelago. That place called Flambards. Who remembers Flambards? Yeah, so I'm going to catch a coffee and I'll take it from there. Harrow School Little Bear. 20HTV, I don't know. Get your merch. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you might recognise bits of this. They filmed around here. But this little path up here is, there's a little something at the end. So here are one of these beautiful things that you can find in nooks and crannies. A perfect country churchyard in the centre of an busy urban space. Elderly yew trees, probably millennia old, more, because they live forever. Church dates from 1090 or something, 1080, so Norman, but Harrow means place of worship. And apparently it's a site of pagan temples and what have you since before sort of oral histories. The first record of it is in a Saxon chronicle from 700, so I presume it was Christian at that point. But here's the bit over here. Come and meet somebody. This is a little memorial stone, Allegra Claremont. Let's get out of the way of this. Allegra Claremont, daughter of Lord Byron and Claire Claremont. She was born in England, but she died in Italy, aged 5. It was his wish that she was buried here, because, to use his own words, it was his favourite place, and I'll show you a little spot over here. But such, what's his reputation? Everybody said absolutely not. The church warden, the vicar, his aunt, his uncle, everybody said no to poor old Byron and his little daughter. So that didn't happen, but I think you see it on the stone back there. The Byron Society made that happen for him. And the stone was laid far, far, far after their lifetimes. Yes, he was quite rackety. Poor little Allegra and her less than perfect parents. There's probably a play pit around here somewhere, but we've got all these beautiful old stones to look at. So weather worn, illegible. Let me just take around this corner. Churchyard continues on down, quite the ways down. And over here this is Byron's favourite spot. This is where he came and sat and wrote as a schoolboy here in Harrow. It's a big long, yes, lines written by Byron at this place, and it's all very romantic, not the least bit gothic. And from this point here, don't know if we can see, just about, I think towards Oxford and Heathrow, Henley, where else? Little map here, it's all wet. Uxbridge, Surrey over there. Anyway, all sorts of places. Don't know what Flower Viewpoint is. Let's follow it, shall we? Look at the light. Look at the spire. You can feel the start of that autumn sun. Just changing position. Do you know what? As churchyards go, it's not one bit creepy, I think. I've always felt comfortable here, very inspiring. Everywhere you turn, there's something to look at, a view, an angle. This elderly church, the sense of time standing still. I am going on, haven't I? It's a slice of British privilege that you come and watch. Still being an outsider, but you can see all the old the myth and history it's made about itself. It's interesting. It's a slice of a life. It's like a peep into a life that we could never, the average person would never get a shot at, unless you're very, very lucky you get a scholarship, and they do exist. But yeah, fun. Come and have a look. There you have it, Harrow on the Hill, little gem out here in northwest London. If you're in London and you want to go and take a look, take the Metropolitan line to Harrow on the Hill, get off, go down to the bus station like this, because there's stairs, get the 258 round in the South Harrow direction, and it'll drop you off. You can wander around and taking it all in and just see something different. If you're in London for a visit and you've got time, again, go out and take a look. It's worth it. It's really different. It's a view into a very privileged life, an old slice of British society, shall we say. It's very interesting. So that's it. That's everything. Thank you for coming by. Please like, please subscribe, leave a comment. Are there any hidden gems near you, wherever you are, that you want to share with us that we don't know about? I'm watching leaves fall outside. I'm so excited. It's autumn. I've got little candles lit and all sorts here. So I'll stop whispering. That's everything from me for the time being. Have a creative time. If you're blocked, let me know if there's what tricks and things. I hear a little meow. Am I disturbing you? Oh, he's having a stretch. Yeah, like, subscribe, all of that. Take care, be creative, and come back and see me again soon. Bye for now.